far. How's your day been so far? How's Mission Creek been treating you?
Very good. I like it.
That's pretty good. I mean, good is good. You can't argue with that.
Yeah. You know, I don't have too much to say other than, about Mission. I don't know too much about it just yet, but the setup's been good. I just finished setting up.
Yeah.
People are probably watching this, later, presuming that they're watching it, and it's after right now. So this is what's happening right now is that I just set up.
Yeah, this is in the past. You're watching from the future.
The show hasn't happened yet, so if like something disastrous happens during the show, this will be like a historic film.
Yeah, if something terrible happens, maybe HBO will come and get our footage and be like, dun dun, the day George Clanton died.
Yeah, I do feel like I am going to die soon.
We need this.
Oh, you have a premonition?
I don't know, just a sense of doom.
Where does this general sense of doom come from?
I don't know. I'd have to spend a lot more on therapy to find out.
Yeah.
We all know how much therapy costs nowadays.
I think I'm, I don't know, I'm just getting older.
Yeah.
If you want to zoom in, you can see. And body's just falling apart. Touring's hard. Can't drink anymore because it hurts, so it's like, what am I gonna do? Like I consume a sandwich. I went over there to the Nodo downtown sandwich shop. Nodo?
Yeah.
Pretty good memory.
I mean, Noda's one of my favorites personally.
Yeah, they do have good sandwiches.
I went in there, I got some sandwiches over there, and they were playing some really bad rap music. I think it's like an Eminem song where he's like screaming at a baby or something.
I know exactly who was working.
And I was just like, man, I just want to eat a sandwich without hearing. I don't want to hear a baby or a man threatening a baby.
Yeah.
I guess, first of all, I want to take it back to the beginning. What was your childhood like? What do you got to be nostalgic for?
Well, I feel like I need to put an asterisk on it because, the presumption is that I'm nostalgic for everything because that's what I like. I keep using that word, and it's happened. And that I kind of regret it now because I feel like I'm getting typecast in this whole nostalgia thing. But it's true. Like I like music that makes me feel like the opposite of the Eminem baby screaming thing. Like I like comfort and like visual, comforting visual stuff. And, music can be visual is what I mean. And I guess a simpler time, nothing especially. I think I had a good childhood. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Nothing bad happened. Pretty privileged. I'm from a really, when rich people say that they were like kind of privileged, what they mean is like they were rich or whatever. But what I mean is like nobody beat me. My parents got along. I have a brother. I had animals. I had food. So like nothing to be upset about. So like pretty good childhood. A lot of people have like pretty fucked up childhoods.
Yeah.
Like maybe you.
Personally, mine's been all right. What about you, Ben?
So.
Yeah, but then you get old. So if you have a pretty good protected, normal, if you're lucky enough to have a pretty protected and normal childhood, then all of your traumas come after that. Yeah. And then you're just like, remember when it was all about just eating, baked potatoes and stuff? Like, that was awesome.
Yeah. It's like, after the rose-colored shades get, like, shattered, that's when the trauma lies on. Instead, now you have to, like, go through the pain rather than, like, heal from original pain.
Right. Instead of original pain, it's more new pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what, you have to, like, deal with it.
Life is suffering.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's what Buddha said. It's one of the truths of the world.
Mm-hmm. Are you a student of the Buddha?
No, not really. I guess I'm a poser.
You've just been eating at No-Do a lot.
Yeah.
You pick up on the vibe.
Just hear what people be talking about.
Yeah.
I guess another question I had for you, and somewhat similar to like you kind of being identified as like a vaporwave artist when really the music you make now is more so maybe inspired by it and not like explicitly it. But where do you kind of like see the vaporwave's future going, like especially with more people incorporating like IRL stuff, like shows that you're about to play, records, and like festivals like Electronicon?
Right. Well, you asked. I feel like, I don't really know. Mm-hmm. And I'm afraid that, there's less and less interesting things going on in that space. It's kind of from my perspective, and I live in a world that's centered around me. So from my perspective, I feel like it's become a lot less interesting. Yeah. Maybe it's a lull, and without me distracting everyone with my events and stuff, I thought that was a good thing. But it seemed to just consistently every year since the very beginning just garner a bunch of criticism. Yeah. And I think that because that scene is so online, and it seems like the longer that, and maybe I'm just an old man screaming out of a cloud, but like I don't see anything like innocent online anymore. It's just kind of like, it's not like people like if you wanted to make a stupid meme or something, well, it has layers of like people are, why are you laughing at this? People are dying or whatever. So it's like, yeah, that's true. But, to a certain extent, that's always been true. But now it's like everyone's on the internet and everyone is just like, it's so negative. Like, I don't even like, Instagram's the nicest one, and I don't even like being on Instagram anymore. Mm-hmm. Maybe I've just been following too many meme pages, and that's the problem. But like, everyone knows Twitter sucks. I mean, nobody says Twitter's good. You think Twitter's good?
No.
Yeah.
Also, it's X now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone says Twitter.
So like, Twitter is just so negative, and it's just like, ugh. So there's something about there being a scene where there's like no human interaction, where you can just sort of like, I'm really trying not to say what I'm actually thinking, but sort of like dance around it a little bit. There's just like a lot. Well, I know I can, but then what? This gets published or something. Of course I can say it. I'm not going to offend you. Yeah. But I don't want to seem like a big hater. It's just like, I don't know. I've really lost my interest in the vaporwave scene. Mm-hmm. And I feel like for the past several years, it's sort of been like everything that interests me about it is just what I'm calling vaporwave. Yeah. And other people are saying, that's not vaporwave, this is ruining our scene. So it's just like, well, I'll just stop interfacing with it at all and see what happens, without my influence. And that'll be fine because it's not affecting me at all.
I emailed with Jay and Enzo from like My Pet Flamingo, and they kind of had like a bit more of an optimistic take on it, like with kind of this IRL stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Yeah. You have anything to say on that, or?
I mean, they've got a movie coming out, about vaporwave. They've got to be optimistic about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just sounds like it sounds mostly, I guess, do you see that vaporwave, I mean, it had its heyday, I guess, maybe like the mid-2010s. So I guess it just sounds like you're maybe growing more disillusioned with the genre.
Yeah, and that's my personal problem. I mean, I'm 36 years old. Mm-hmm. So obviously my interests are going to change. I'm not going to say, oh, it's dead now, because people said it was dead in 2012, when in reality it wasn't even getting started. But, I see, when I'm making Electronicon, for example, it's like, there's not enough vaporwave on this. Like, there's too many artists that aren't vaporwave, and like, why are you intermingling these artists with those artists? It's like, well, so that people will come, and then people can see, my friends' music, who I think doesn't get enough attention or whatever, But then, these people, they just complain about it the whole time. But then if you have, a vaporwave event, it's like, okay, we'll make your own vaporwave event. And that happens, and then they're not very exciting, and there's not very many people there. So, it takes a little bit of a curatorial expertise. But honestly, like, I don't really like make any money from it, and it's just a headache. And I did it because like my friends, I had a lot of friends who are prominent vaporwave musicians, and they've all kind of grown disillusioned with it over the years. I mean, there's artists that only play electronicon; they don't do anything actively in the music except like come back to like play electronicon. And I was doing it a lot for those artists, but it's like they're clearly like not really that interested in their music careers. And there's tons of people who are really interested in it, but it's just kind of like I've done it and it was good every single time, but it's just too much for one individual to be expected to continue to do when it's it's not fun for me because I have to like deal with all of the getting ready for it or whatever. Like, I'm sure that the people who are organizing this Mission Creek Festival are having a lot less fun than I am just coming in, everything being ready. I perform, I get paid, I eat a delicious slider, and move on with my life and don't have to deal with any of the hubbub.
Yeah.
So that's not to say that, there's not a lot. I mean, a lot of the most interesting things that, people like that are vaporwavy or whatever, like those artists don't want to call themselves vaporwave. And it's always been that way. Like from way back, people say, oh, this isn't vaporwave. Like the best ones would be like, this isn't vaporwave. It's like a strategy to sort of go mainstream.
Yeah.
And then that never works. But I just, I always said, oh, I am vaporwave, even when it like wasn't, just kind of like, it's because it's the antithesis of that. And to breathe new life into it. It's just irritating watching, kids say, oh, this scene is dead just because they wanted to kill it. So this scene is dead when in reality it's not. And so I don't want to be the guy saying, oh, this scene is dead, and I'm not going to go out and be like aggressively anti it, but at the same time, like, it doesn't make me light up with joy when I'm asked about it, because it's just a lot of baggage and not much positive energy coming out of it. And I think, the people who would see this and they would think differently about it, and they would say, that's not true. What about this? What about that? Like, George, you're turning your back on all this or whatever. It's just like, well, I don't have time to keep up with every little positive thing. But overarching, if you like look into what the vaporwave scene is like on the internet, it's like negative and kind of shitty. That's just my perspective. I get a negative and shitty side of it. I'm sure if you're like the young up and coming artist who just produced your first vaporwave song and you're like, please rate my vaporwave song, everyone in the world goes, oh, this is the best song ever, you're so good and I love you. But then if you like play a show and you can't get the other person a gig, then now you're like the devil and they've created, they're enemies with you. I mean, there's people who've never seen each other, who don't know each other, who like hate each other because like one person was supposed to, one person who has no following whatsoever didn't respond to someone else who has no following whatsoever, no bearing on anything whatsoever, didn't respond to their request to collab. Yeah. So then they like try to destroy them or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I see dozens of 15-year-olds doing that every day on Twitter.
What within like music spheres kind of like makes you light up with joy though? What's got you optimistic right now in a musical sense?
Well, I'm touring with Full Body 2 right now. I mean, I really like them. And, I get sort of, it's interesting. I mean, I feel nostalgic about them. Their music reminds me of My Bloody Valentine. I don't think I think that's kind of obvious, an obvious influence of theirs, but I think they do it in a really cool way that, sounds like My Bloody Valentine, but isn't being derivative, because they've really got their own thing where so many other bands have tried to copy My Bloody Valentine, and it doesn't really do anything for me. I just want to listen to My Bloody Valentine, but they've kind of got their own sound, but like it still ticks these itches that only that My Bloody Valentine sort of vibe can do. I mean, I'm excited about them. I was touring with Frost Children. You know, they're totally disparate from each other, but I'm excited about that. I mean, there's like music that's exciting, but I'm kind of introverted. Like, I've never been really like a part of a real scene, like in real life, and I don't know even what that's like. Like, the things that I like come from here, come from there. You know, like right now, my playlist is like, I'm listening to the Beatles all over again, and I'm listening to atmospheric drum and bass, and I'm listening to Seal a whole bunch again. And it's like, none of those things have anything to do with each other. I don't know that it's like, you know, so I think in that way, like, I've never been like too interested in a scene. The vaporwave thing online is like the closest that I've ever come to being like involved in a scene. But even then, it's just kind of like you have to make the scene for yourself, because, you know, it's just people online. I think I used to think that was interesting, the people online thing, but now I think online has worn out its welcome. And I think that a lot of people are going to, and maybe I'm just old, but I think a lot of people are going to slowly become disillusioned with online and online. And I don't know, like, if you say something to somebody, they'll like nod and agree, so you never know. But my brain's just been thinking, like, as like, you know, 90% of the comments on things that you see are just like AI bots and stuff, like, that's never going to go away. And so like the internet's just going to be flooded with all of this fake shit and fake, you know, videos of Joe Biden say like, fuck me in my butt, you know, they're like making his mouth say it or whatever, you know, because it's AI. And then people look at it, and then old people look, and I can't believe our president's saying this, you know. So the internet's just full of a bunch of fake shit, and eventually all the music will be fake. And you know, AI, my job won't exist anymore. So I'm thinking, like, I mean, I'm not going to stop making music, it's what I like to do, but I'm thinking I might need to like get some cows and shit, you know, if I'm going to like continue to live in 2026. Yeah.
Folk album coming on.
Yeah, the next couple, like, or like, if there's a type of music that can't be like AI'd, that's going to become popular. You know how like when, I don't even remember what you asked me, I'm just talking a whole bunch now like a dick, but you remember when like the lo-fi hip hop came out? Yeah. Like lo-fi hip hop came out, and then like everybody was like, lo-fi hip hop, cool, like I like this. But because it's so easy to like you can make a lo-fi hip hop song in 1 second, you know. So then
it just became like a sludge of uninspired content.
Now you're right. Now it's just kind of like, it's like you see a meme and it's funny, and then you see it 1,000 times, it's not funny anymore. So like everything that's cool is going to get washed so fucking fast as it becomes. I mean, like, you know, like my favorite shit right now is the atmospheric drum and bass, right? So, but there's like YouTube tutorials like, here's how to do the atmospheric drum and bass, and you used to have to like get an old like Amiga computer, and now there's software that just like makes your song sound like an old Amiga computer in like 1 second. You don't have to do anything, so there's no labor involved in it. So now someone can just watch a YouTube video and make something that sounds like, you know, good and authentic by like the old standards. But what was like a unique thing that like people who were passionate about it can now be like washed so fast.
Yeah.
So like you can type in to Midjourney like George Clanton riding a surfboard, and like it knows what I like, puts like a ghoulish looking like white dude with sparse yellow hair, you know, riding a surfboard. You know, in a month or two you'll be able to type in like, give me a George Clanton type beat,
and then
it's going to generate it for you. So I'm going to be doing that, you know. I'll just be like, well, give me a George Clanton type beat. Like, I don't know. I don't want to try to figure it out. And I'll just keep clicking refresh until it sounds good. What's the difference? Yeah. But then that's all that I know how to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to make a folk album, for example. You know what I mean?
So is that why you sort of feel like, I guess, the sense of doom is like a cultural collapse, especially with AI?
I don't know. I've never really said any of this shit. Like, it's just because I'm like, you've asked me a question, it's made my brain start thinking about. So this is the first time I'm ever saying or thinking most of this shit.
We're getting out of the
I'm too
labyrinth.
busy touring to use my mind to think about subjects. But now that I'm just sitting here, I'm thinking about all this shit, and I'm starting to freak out.
Yeah. It's like, especially from like, say the early 2010s when all these like corporates kind of initially like the corporate fans of the internet becoming like globalized, that was like a very utopian view. And then now it's like pretty quickly become a dystopian view.
Yeah.
And it's like getting lost in that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like back, it's not like like I got the internet for the first time in 1997. It was really different. I'm very old, and it was really different. And it was so fascinating. And now I guess it is fascinating because it has the entire planet's like everything is on there, but it also has everything that's like, I guess back in the day it was kind of hard to put something on the internet, so like you would only put some like important shit on there. Yeah. Now it's like somebody's like, my pussy's dirty or whatever. That's like a post, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, I think obviously there's something funny about my pussy's dirty, but like, it might be much cooler if it was just like, I don't know, like, it can never be what it was ever again. Mm-hmm. So, maybe I have like nostalgia for like a shittier, like, limited internet. I don't really have a problem with commercial aspects. It's more not the commercial aspects. It's like just the people, and like people being shitty. Like people are so like I could just go. We can go through the internet. I mean, maybe some people just don't see it. You know what I mean? But it's just kind of like I see it. People are kind of. I think I've just reached. I'm disillusioned because I've reached this point where I think I'm a person, right? Like I think I'm a regular person, but I feel like I'm treated and I'm thought of as like this entity that people own, and it's like I'm a video game, and you can like give me as a person like a rating, or you can be like, I like this video game, I don't like this video game, or this video game sucks, here's what's wrong with this video game, like the controls suck. You know, I'm just looking at the video games. You got some video games in here. But like people talk about me like I'm a fucking video game. You know what I mean? And it's like, I guess they have the right to do that because I put 1,000 pictures of myself on the internet. I fucking spoke on the internet for hours. I'm doing an interview that's like about me. And so I'm just like, why? Like once I've done this now, all that I get out of it is shit that I don't want, which is I think you have to kind of like pretend that you're like cooler than you are or whatever to like benefit from putting your shit out there, but I'm just so tired all the time, and I hate doing that. I hate like trying, like all my pictures, like if you see a picture of me, this will be funny for you to think about. If you just like go through my Instagram and you just like look at any picture of me, I'm always doing this because I want to just not look cool, you know, because I just feel so weird about everyone, like every artist, like, because I know these cool artists, I know them. They're not cool. They're dorks. I know these artists. They're all dorks. And like the ones that act hard, they're softies. And the ones that act cool, they're nerds. Yeah. You know? So it's just kind of like, why is everybody pretending to be something else? And so, you know, music's so fake. Wait, it's like you've caught me on my deathbed, and I'm just like, I'm having like a psychedelic trip right now. Like, I don't know why.
Final interview.
Yeah, this is like the most negative interview, but I don't know. I mean, I personally don't feel negative. I just think it's real.
Yeah, it's like kind of real. Like this is all like stuff that we've had to deal with. Like especially like with what you brought up with AI. There's so much content on the internet that is just.
I'm not as negative as I'm acting like I am. Like I am, having a good time, and I'm in like a good place in my life. I mean, the world is kind of sad in general,
Yeah.
for a number of reasons, but like, insofar as me and my music, like I'm having a great time performing. Like I'm blessed because I really love my music. A lot of people don't, and they have to play the same songs over and over again, but I don't know, you turn it up, I fuck with it. Like I like my music still, so. And I play
George Clanton type beat.
yeah, I want to hear that George Clanton type beat. I like it. Nobody else does it just right. So I'm having a good time. I'm playing, like I've got the drummer from Full Body 2 is with me, and he's a really cool guy. He's really nice. He's got a great attitude, and we're just having a. What time is it?
Yeah.
We're just having a good time.
6:55.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. Well, I'm having a great time, and I'm not negative. Generally, it's just kind of like there are, like, I do feel like this is like a really kind of a bad time in music, and it's like I think a lot of people could be like pretty optimistic about the AI shit, but that's stupid. I can't imagine it being good. I mean, I'm not worried about AI taking my job away. I mean, it's going to happen to everyone, but I think it's just, and I don't think it's going to happen because AI is going to make better music than me. I think it's going to happen because if people want to hear more George Clanton type music, it's going to be so easy to like make it. Like for like for me, when I'm like 13 years old, it was really hard for me to make any music that was good. There were no YouTube tutorials. Now YouTubers, 13-year-old YouTubers can make really good music. And now a 13-year-old YouTuber is going to have like a world-class drum recording room in the form of an artificially intelligently trained plugin that they have in Ableton, that'll make them a drum beat. And it'll be like, now I want a really cool synthesizer sound. It'll generate them one and it'll be like, no, I don't like that. How about this synthesizer sound specifically that is like my signature thing? Now people have my signature sound and they can use it over, if they want to hear it more. Like basically now if you want more George Clanton music, you have to wait for me to put some out, and then I can sell it and I can go on tour, and that's my job. That's the only job that I have. But in the future, somebody could do it way better than me. The only thing that I have is like my secrets, my tricks to making music have a unique, one-of-a-kind vibe. But now if somebody wants it, like when people make fake George Clanton music, it doesn't sound good. But now it will. It'll be so easy to make fake George Clanton music. It'll sound better than my shit, because I don't know what I'm doing. But if somebody knows what they're doing and they can steal my tips and tricks, it's over. But I'm already using AI. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not like, I used AI to make my tour itinerary to tell me how many hours I have to drive every day. I typed it into ChatGPT and it made me a spreadsheet. Like, I think it's cool I think it's cool. It just is what it is. We can't stop it. Nobody asked me about AI, but.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like even if you don't think your music is like sort of like at the level of AI, I think maybe its imperfections sort of are its strength, because it allows for like, I guess when I listen to your music, or when I think about the times that I've listened to your music, it just always feel like it's like a journey somewhere for me, and like I guess just traveling along memories, that sort of thing. And so it just, I don't know, I think your music always just like has a feeling of a constant feeling of discovery, and I think that's what makes your music special.
Well, yeah, I guess then I'm just thinking like it might just be possible to, imperfections, sure. I don't think that the future of music is saying, AI, make this song, and then a robot puts it out. I think the future of music is people saying, now I need, like, make this like an orchestra. Like Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson didn't, have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson he couldn't like really play instruments too good, but he would go into the studio and he would tell his studio team, he'd be like, I want to go, you know, he would mouth fart it out, and then they would figure it out for him, and then they would make him this awesome shit. But he like wrote the song, but he would just like explain it to him. I think that's what AI is. You're going to be like, I want like a beat like this, now I want a bass line like this, and then it's just going to like, you're going to put it together, because the AI was never, I will say never, maybe in like 3 years, but like next year, you're going to be able to do like each individual part like with AI. I mean, right now, there's a plugin called Synplant, and you can play it any sound from any song, and it'll reverse engineer how that sound was made with its own synthesis engine, even if it's a bird or something that wasn't made with a synthesizer. It'll reverse engineer the sound and get like 90% of the way there, and then you can play it however you like, and you don't have to sample. You don't have to like get sued for sampling or pay for sampling. You can steal a sound that someone came up with by making, you don't even have to know how to recreate it. This robot figures it out for you. And that's just like one thing that's out right now. The difference between what these like ChatGPT could do last year and this year is incredible. And I'm fascinated by it. I'm not a doomer. But it's just I'm fascinated by it, but it's not like fun.
Yeah.
It's not inspiring or something that elicits a feeling of optimism or like excitement. I think it is fascinating. I mean, I love computers and technology. I don't think that I'm not saying that it should stop, but like, I think the most optimistic outlook, and it's frightening, I think the most optimistic outlook is that people are going to become disillusioned with their computers, and maybe they'll like getting in a boat more. They'll like go into a boat and like touch water and shit.
Sitting on a lake with a bunch of like
Yeah.
pines around.
I haven't done, I almost never do anything like that. I'm always glued to the computer, like working. And so my outlook for, like everyone else's, my outlook for the future is based on my own experience. Like, I'm disillusioned with computers. I've been using them too much. I'm burned out. It seems kind of like a boring like dystopian future when it comes to computer technology and music to some extent. There are definitely things that like, I mean, like, I don't think that I'm that creative of like a songwriter, and it's mostly about how I'm like creating these like worlds or whatever with my tones, you know, and I don't really understand what it is that I'm doing. Like, I couldn't explain how I'm making music exactly. I've tried, but like what makes it work for me, I just know it when it works. I don't know if AI is going to be able to do that or not. I mean, maybe it won't, but I think like, fuck me, what about everything else? Yeah. Like, whenever there's like something that's cool, I'm just saying, I've been talking about myself too much. Like, whenever something cool happens, it's going to get replicated 1 billion times, and a robot is going to make 1,000 t-shirts for it that are going to be on Etsy, you know, that get made to order. Like, everything that ever is cool is going to get completely saturated in 1 second because we've got these self-replicating robots. So then what becomes cool? Fishing, you know, eating dirt,
Going outside.
yeah, going outside,
Climbing a tree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, talking to a human person's face.
Going on a swing set.
That might be the future. Scary.
You heard it here first.
You heard it. Do you want to kind of make like these changes, like move away from like spending your whole time on a computer and like?
Yeah, that's my goal for 2024. I mean, like, I've been like chasing the dragon, like trying to make my music as good as it can be, but at the same time I'm doing this shit where it's like I'm trying to make sure that people hear my music too, which is the hardest part. And you have to put so much more time to making sure that people hear your music than you do actually making it, which is, I hate that about it, but it's something that I had to do, and I think it's paid off. I mean, I think that I have a pretty niche sound, and I fought tooth and nail, and now I've got like a little bit of a following of people who know who I am and will come to my show, even though I've never been to Iowa City. You know, they'll like, I don't know if they're going to come out tonight, but they might. I've never been to Omaha, and we had a lot of people in Omaha last night. So, for example, that's kind of like shocking and fun and like great. Like I love that, and that makes me happy. I like doing that. But I think I'm lucky enough to say, well, maybe now if I just quit doing all of that shit, like if I quit making Instagram posts because I'm afraid that people are going to forget that I exist, you know? If I just like dial that back and I give myself, if I give my mind a second to breathe, I give myself a second to get bored for the first time in 5 years, like I'm never bored anymore. I always have something to do. And I think that some of my best music was born out of like being bored. Like, not, you know, you're just bored and you want to entertain yourself. And like the best way to do it is to make a George Clanton type beat. And I would love to get bored again and to experience some real life shit instead of like living behind the computer, tweaking my EQs and my synthesizers all day long, not really actually making any changes because I'm a fucking lunatic. So I'm going to try to really improve my life this year.
Yeah. I definitely feel that too. Like basically since high school, I've just constantly been busy doing something or another, all in this like sense of progress and like getting people to appreciate something, and kind of like thinking about that, like some of the, I don't know, most joyous times are when I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm just going to ride my bicycle and like look at the hills and such during sunset. Like those are kind of these real human moments that like feel more fulfilling than actually like trying to strive towards something.
Yes, and you know, your mind. I'm trying to get into meditation, which is sometimes it's just like a walk or a bike ride, you know, in certain contexts, but like I'm trying to get into some real hardcore meditation. I've been practicing, and those are the only moments that you have to like I know that when I try to go on a walk every day. I don't always do it, but I'll go on a walk with my wife for like an hour around the neighborhood. And when I'm going on a walk, I can't shut the fuck up because my mind is going, I'm like thinking about all this stuff that I'm never thinking about. Mm-hmm. And I've got all these ideas and thoughts or whatever, and I'm just talking her ear off. Kind of like right now, what I'm doing to you, because I'm always doing my tour shit. And now here I am, I can't do anything. I can't tweak my little tour things anymore. I'm here in your apartment talking to you. So now my mind is thinking all these horrible thoughts about the dystopian future that we're about to enter in. I'm trying to like going back and forth whether I think it's terrible or okay. In real time, right in front of your face.
Does it feel cleansing right now at least? Do you think like it's a positive that you're getting all these thoughts out in the open?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it has a net value at all. I'm really sort of nervous about the whole idea of, you know, you're interviewing me.
Yeah.
And I have to wonder, it's like, why? I don't want to be rude and not do an interview, but I'm also like uncomfortable with like putting more of my thoughts out there because I'm always trying to say, musicians need to shut up. Like, they're so stupid. Why do they keep telling people what to do all the time? Mm-hmm. You know, like, and because they, you know, musicians are always spreading their ideas, then people are always asking them to like people want me to like be their political mouthpiece, you know, and they're like, say something about this or that, you know, and it's like, I'm trying to say less. Like I just want to like be bored and I want to make a song, like, I didn't ask for this. Like, let me have my, my personal beliefs to myself. Like, I want some sort of, like, privacy. I want some separation between George Clanton, the human being, and George Clanton, the person who makes these songs. But it's too late. I've already opened Pandora's box, and there's no putting it back together again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I am it sounds pretentious to call yourself a public figure. I think that's what I'm complaining about. It's like, I shouldn't be a public figure, but I am. Like, there's all these micro celebrities, like, I'm like, to a certain person, I'm like super fucking famous, In reality, mathematically, I'm not famous at all. But like, to a certain person, like, I'm a famous person, and they could talk about me like I'm a hero, or they could talk about me like I'm Jeff Bezos, trying to, how dare he sell his music, or anywhere in between. Like, people could say he looks like he needs some sleep, like he looks ugly, or speculating on, what type of drugs I'm on, or like what I'm going to do as my hair continues to fall out. Like, is he going to shave his head, or is he going to, is he going to get jacked or whatever? I have to read about this on my comments page, and it's like, damn, I wish I could just go fishing. But then, in the modern era, I don't know if you can be an artist and just go fishing and make music. People are going to speculate. People are going to bug the shit out of you no matter what. And be negative. You're not bugging me. What I mean, am I being clear at all?
I understand what you mean. In a sense, this kind of situation is a little bit fake.
Yeah.
Well, like, you and me talking, it's just another element. It's just another thing of me putting myself out there to be ripped apart or analyzed or evaluated. Some people are going to think that what I'm saying is cool or interesting. I think because it's taking a negative turn of my criticism for the future in the internet, and whoever's watching this is watching it on the internet, so they kind of fuck with the internet. They probably don't fuck with fishing. Now, I don't fuck with fishing either, but why do people keep doing it? Like, it must be cool. There must be something cool about it, right? I don't know. I want to check it out.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite fish?
I mean, I've been eating them for a while now. So, like, I like to eat them. And I think my favorite is just the boring old salmon. I think there's probably kind of a lot of them. There's less than there used to be, but I don't think they're endangered. So I like that about them too. And that bears grab them. Like, that's cool. But fish, I don't know. I don't know if I vibe with their personality much. But some of them look cool. I really like the way that the salmon tastes.
I like how tilapia tastes.
So you don't like the fishy taste?
Poser. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know.
Tilapia is very a mild meat.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I feel like my only exposure to fish has been like red lobster. I'm from Arkansas, the natural state, so I feel like, yeah, maybe I should eat some more better fish.
I hear the water's really fucked up here, so I don't know.
I mean, yeah, the tap water. No offense, John. Your tap water's mid.
Live in the tap water.
Yeah. I feel like when we were talking about moments that were like genuine, I thought of this one time. I was in Washington and I was on the swing set. I was just like swinging and I was listening to Buffalo Stance by Nene Cherry. I always forget how to say it. I don't know. It was just kind of magical. Have you had any like magical music moments? You're like, damn, music is really good.
Yes. Something's kind of fresh in my mind because I was talking about this band on the way here, where I'm going negative already. Like, I don't know why I think I'm immune to it, and that I think that I'm real and like so many other people are fake. Like, but maybe I'm fake too, and I just can't tell, like, and I'm not any different than anything else. But like, a lot of the music, like, people who make music like that are in my sphere or whatever, like, I don't know what that would be, but like maybe something that like comes on after my song on Spotify autoplay or like on the radio or something. I feel like the way that people make music today, and not to get too much into it, is kind of disingenuous, kind of like, and I think it's disingenuous, but I don't know if it's fair to say that. But from the perspective of the way that I make music, there's a lot of people who are making music and it doesn't feel authentic to me. It's like, let's make a song about this. And maybe I'm just jealous that somebody can just go, let's make a song about this. Like I heard a song today and it was about the girl on the escalator or something. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, why do they make this? Like, I don't like, this is dumb. And what do I care? Why can't there a song be about someone who's going up an escalator and you didn't see them or whatever? I think maybe it just wasn't done very well to my liking. And what are my songs about? Hardly anything. My songs have like 8 or 9 words in them, so who am I to say? But I do feel like when I see people perform live a lot, it's like they're going through the motions, they're not having a good time, it's not real. Maybe they had a song blow up on TikTok and now they're getting pushed out to perform. A lot of new bands, this has happened, like during the pandemic. A lot of bands never play a song, like a lot of bands died and then a lot of new bands became super famous like over the pandemic. Like there's this whole new influx of artists who like have never played a show before, but they're performing in front of 1,000 people. That's an aside. So the opposite of that was, there's this band called The Clientele, and they're like one of my all-time favorite bands. And they're older. I think their first stuff was coming out in like the late 90s. And it's guitar music. It's guitar, bass, and drums. And because all of my music is like computerized and like into time, like it's playback. There's like played back stems of music into a tempo, but they're just sitting there and they're just like, their human bodies are the computer and they're just playing music like in the old way, the normal way, like the way that it's always been done. And they're singing and it sounds like it looked like I'm just watching this band sort of have a band practice and they're just performing in like this really unpretentious, super honest way. And at the Lodge Room in Los Angeles, which is kind of it's a converted Masonic lodge that's just kind of got a nice vibe to it. And there were a lot of people there, but not a whole bunch. The maximum that could be there were 500, so it's probably like 400 people there. And like I'm not a big crier, but it made me cry watching them, how good it was. And I think maybe that was kind of the beginning. It's funny, this was a while ago, this was like 6 months ago. So I think that moment was kind of the beginning of me thinking differently about the world and the music scene and how I fit into it all. Doing the most recent Electronicon was pretty traumatic too, but like I want to engage in music in an increasingly more genuine and more of a human way as time goes on, and maybe a more of a fun way. Like try to get in touch with what I felt like I was observing, which was like 3 friends just sort of jamming. And so often it's so much more complicated than that. And I think that complication gets in the way of good art. And maybe that will be my defense against the AI, is people will maybe gravitate towards real stuff. And that's not my strength anymore. Like I used to be in a band when I was in high school, and I loved it. Oh, I loved it so much. But that's not my strength anymore, and it'll be if I need to like make that transition, it'll be difficult, but at least it'll be really fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to happen no matter what, just because that seems to be the trajectory of my artistic gravity right now in 2024.
It's kind of like you want to return to just, say in a sense, like people just playing for their friends in like musty, cramped basements.
Well, I don't know if I need to be in a basement, but it'd be nice to get off the computer.
In a teenager's apartment right now.
Yeah.
There's always somewhere. No, we, both of us, I think, where did we even go? Madison? Yeah, we saw you in Madison. It was really cool. And I don't know if this is going to go in the end, but I just want to tell you this. But, like, afterwards, a friend who isn't with us right now, so we were on, like, the Capitol steps, and there were, like, these stoners, and they're all, like, smoking a blunt. And then, you know, after the show, our friend just, like, smoked a blunt with a bunch of random people. I don't even know why I felt like that was interesting to say, but I don't know.
Maybe it's a good.
I feel like that
spiritual moment. Of, people strangers coming together. Through music.
I know.
Music brings people together.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
You make people hit the blunt.
I think that it does, or it can, and it should. And sometimes it doesn't, and that's what I've been upset about.
Yeah.
That's what I've been being a crybaby about for most of this interview. But I think, when music at its best brings people together. That's what we should be striving to do.
Yeah.